Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has stated Savinho, the deal is still on for him to join Spurs in this summer transfer window. He has also stated Roberto De Zerbi and Tottenham are being very busy on the market. Now, Tonali has come out and said, I woke up this morning as a Spurs player and the feeling was fantastic. Drăgușin has now signed for Fiorentina. Alfie Devine has departed Tottenham Hotspur Football Club and Ramsey has joined. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Now, if you do get 2 spare minutes, please do vote for us at the Football Content Awards 2026. All of the details are below and your support would be really, really appreciated. Thank you. Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has been talking about another Tottenham Hotspur target in this summer transfer window. It is Savinho of Manchester City. Fabrizio Romano states, I always told you that Savinho remains a target for Tottenham and Savinho is a target for Tottenham. In terms of timing, it will depend on several things, the transfer fee and Manchester City movements. There are a few details before we can say that Tottenham are close to completing the Savinho deal, but the deal is still on. Tottenham have not stopped thinking about Savinho. Sandro Tonali, Matisse Fernandes, Senesi, Robertson, Dubravka and John-Paul Van Hecke, Roberto De Zerbi and his team are very busy on the market. New Tottenham Hotspur signing Sandro Tonali has come out and said, I'm very happy to be here at Tottenham. When I arrived at the club, it felt fantastic. People said about there being 4 or 5 clubs. There was only one. I spoke to the head coach, Roberto De Zerbi, for close to 2 hours about the club, the fans, the stadium and our football. It was like magic because I knew immediately that I had to sign for Tottenham. I've played against Spurs a couple of times and always found a great atmosphere made by their great fans. I can't wait to start the season. Now, the Standard have stated that Sandro Tonali and Matisse Fernandes will both be involved when Tottenham return for pre-season training this coming Friday. And Sandro Tonali has also come out and said, this morning, I woke up as a Tottenham Hotspur player. The feeling was fantastic. A report has just been published by Sky Sports. They are stating that Everton hold an interest in Tottenham Hotspur defender Djed Spence. The England fullback is understood to have been discussed internally as an option this summer. However, it has not progressed further than that at this stage. A couple of official statements were released by Tottenham Hotspur on Tuesday. The first one, we have reached an agreement with Preston North End for the transfer of Alfie Devine. The Championship side have triggered the option to buy the attacking midfielder after his successful loan spell at Deepdale last season. Alfie made 48 appearances for Preston, scoring 8 goals and was named the club's Young Player of the Year. Sky Sports on this story, they have just stated that Alfie Devine has joined Preston from Tottenham in a club record deal for the Championship side worth up to £6 million. The midfielder spent last season on loan at Deepdale and Preston have activated their option to sign him on a permanent basis. Preston say the fee is almost 3 times their previous record transfer. Now, Alfie Devine, who has just signed a 5-year contract at Preston, he's come out and said from the end of last season going into the summer, it was always going to be a priority in terms of where I wanted to be. It took its time, but I'm delighted it has now gone through. From the first minute I came here until the last minute of last season, I absolutely loved it. The fans, staff, players, everyone around this place, they made me feel so welcome. Now, the second official statement released by Tottenham Hotspur on Tuesday, we're delighted to announce the signing of Cole Ramsey. The 18-year-old attacking midfielder joins following his departure from Aston Villa's academy and will now link up with our under-21 squad ahead of the 2026-2027 season. The Athletic have just reported that Borussia Dortmund are one of the clubs interested in taking Mikey Moore on loan for the 26-27 campaign. It is now official. Drăgușin has just joined Fiorentina. He has just been pictured in a Fiorentina shirt, having done his medical on Tuesday in Florence. Now, Pedro Porro helped Spain into the World Cup quarter-finals on Monday night as they edged Portugal 1-0 in Texas. Christian Romero's 79th minute header kick-started a remarkable 3-2 come-from-behind victory for defending World Cup champions Argentina against Egypt, which sees them now advance to the last 8 of the World Cup. Romero played 90 minutes of the game before being subbed off on 90 minutes, and Tottenham Hotspur defender Marco Senesi was an unused sub. On Tuesday, it was announced by the Premier League and Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that 3 of Tottenham's Premier League fixtures in August and September have now been rearranged for live TV broadcast. On the 29th of August, home against Newcastle, that will now kick off at 5:30pm. On the 12th of September, at home against Everton, that will also kick off 5:30pm. And the home game on the 19th of September against Aston Villa, that will now kick off at 12:30pm. Now, Tottenham's first 5 Premier League games of the 26-27 campaign will all kick off on Saturdays. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode, and I will keep this short and brief. Sandro Tonali to Tottenham. The deal is now done. Spurs have 6 signings over the line, and I'm recording this on the 8th of July. Spurs have 6 players in, and, the quality of these signings is absolutely outstanding, particularly the last couple. Matheus Fernandes and now Sandro Tonali. Now, this is going to change the whole of the midfield. This is going to change Tottenham Hotspur Football Club for next season. And I love the ambition that the club are showing. I love how busy we have been. I love how that we have got deals done so quickly. And I love how we are doing things in a very, very different way. And this is exactly what Spurs fans have been crying out for in recent years under all of these different managers. Spurs are no longer going round in circles. Spurs are going for it, onwards and upwards, and we are signing top quality players. And there are a lot of jealous fans out there at the moment, non-Spurs fans, I might add. I should clarify. A lot of people at the moment are saying, how on earth can Spurs spend all this money and it's unfair and this, that and the other? It isn't unfair because we are in that position and we are not breaking any rules at all. And when you hear the reports as well that Spurs, without breaking any financial rules, could actually spend another £250 million in this transfer window. And, Spurs have done some really good business in this transfer window so far. And I always talk about, the type of calibre of player that Spurs keep going for. And Tottenham Hotspur have moved up a notch or two. To sign Sandro Tonali, this is a real statement signing. And I think I know a lot of people, particularly on all of the comments on YouTube, Facebook, wherever I upload or put these videos and episodes, audio platforms, etc. And a lot of responses were Tottenham are never going to get Fernandes over the line. They're never going to get him. Manchester United will sign him. And Tonali will end up going to Manchester City. Spurs are never, ever going to get this done. I tell you what, Tottenham Hotspur have shown real ambition. And this is a real statement, not only to Spurs fans, but the whole of the Premier League. And there are a lot of fans at the moment, non-Spurs fans, very worried, very jealous about what Tottenham Hotspur are doing, because it looks like Roberto De Zerbi and the board are taking Tottenham Hotspur back to where we belong. And that is exactly what they promised. So everyone now is like, well, we need a striker. We need a left winger in. Savinho, Fabrizio Romano has stated the deal is still on. These were the words he used about Sandro Tonali. And this is a player that Tottenham Hotspur have had a long-standing interest in. Can I see this deal happening? Yes, I can. I tell you what, after getting the Fernandes deal done and after getting the Sandro Tonali deal done, I tell you what, whoever Spurs are being linked with, I don't think I'll be one of those doubters. I think that I'll actually believe that it's going to happen because Spurs are absolutely going for it. They are showing real intent. They are showing real ambition. And this is exactly what we want to see from the club's board and the owners, etc. Because let's face it, these past 2 seasons in the Premier League has simply not been good enough, especially, taking us to the last day of the season where we could have actually been relegated. So we can't be in these terrible situations again at the football club. Spurs should be going for it, and Spurs should be up there and competing on all fronts and for the top European places. But Roberto De Zerbi is building something special. Spurs are building a very, very special squad. Would I like Savinho in at Tottenham? Yes, I would. I think that Roberto De Zerbi would work his magic with someone like Savinho, and that forward line, would turn into a very, very exciting forward line. And I know a lot of Spurs fans at the moment are saying, well, we seem to be well covered now in the defensive area. The midfield dynamic is going to be completely different with Sandro Tonali and Fernandes in there now. And, it is now about the front third, the final third. And we need some real quality in there. We get a player or two in that final third. I tell you what, it will start feeling very, very, very exciting. And like I said, Roberto De Zerbi and the club's board, the owners, etc., they are going for it and they are building something special. So lastly, just wanted to say, congratulations to Alfie Devine getting his move to Preston. He had a really good season there last year. Sadly, this is yet another young player that has left the football club without actually making it, because he's got so much potential. Good luck for him, in his future career. Ramsey has joined from Aston Villa. And Drăgușin has gone out the door. I'm not at all surprised by the Radu one because, he was never going to get the game time at Tottenham. It didn't work out for him at Spurs. He had injury problems as well. And, so wish him all of the very best. But, Tottenham need to move on and, we need to build a squad for Roberto De Zerbi now to go forward. So I've no doubt at all that we are going to see a good few players leave this summer before the 1st of September. And like I said before, Spurs need to be ruthless in terms of transfers, both incomings and outgoings. 6 players in so far. I said at the start of the window that I think that Spurs need 10 to 12 players in this summer transfer window. Will we sign another 4, 6 players? Let's wait and see. Savinho, a striker, 1 or 2 others. I think it can easily be done. And I tell you what, Roberto De Zerbi must be feeling extremely happy. And Tonali and Fernandes will be Hotspur way on Friday as pre-season training starts. And then, of course, those games, we've got 7 friendlies booked in for the men's first team, and it's going to be a very busy time. And, of course, they're going to be travelling out to Australia and New Zealand as well. And it seems very exciting, when we see those training clips coming out in the very near future of Fernandes, Tonali, etc., and then of course the World Cup players will start trickling back as well. It is starting to feel very exciting, and I think we're all feeling exactly the same. Can't wait until the season starts, and I don't think many people would have actually said that on the final day of last season, just scraping relegation. But the whole feeling is completely different now at the football club, and everyone is starting to feel very excited. Let me also just mention Kroupi of Bournemouth. Of course, TalkSport in the last couple of days have stated that Spurs could be putting in an ambitious bid of £85 million. Bournemouth have stated that he isn't for sale. But I tell you what, I think that Tottenham, if they really wanted to, I think that they could make moves, and I think that they could get Kroupi in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt for next season. And I tell you what, this would be another fantastic signing. And I actually think that he would be a perfect fit for Roberto De Zerbi, the style of play. And again, another very, very exciting player, young player, one for the future as well. Premier League experience, which of course that is a very, very common theme in this window so far. So onwards and upwards, as I said, exciting times. Let's wait for the next signing. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe and well. Keep smiling. And I'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Spurs.